Well, Jeff, it's a little cool out there today. How'd you guys move around?
They were way better today than we were yesterday. I was right. We were just okay yesterday. We weren't bad. We just weren't as good as we have been. Probably the flight and getting back. Even my coaches told me some of those guys are still dragging a little bit. So we weren't bad. We just didn't have the juice yesterday that I thought we should. And today we really did. Of course, it was easy. It was cloudy and cool. And so, yeah, good practice today, I think.
Does it feel any different now that you guys are officially ranked by the College Football Playoff Committee?
The kids were excited about it, they really were. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't crazy. I mean, if you just think about where we've come from. And so you just gotta be careful because you think about that stuff too much. How does that make you practice and all the things that really matter? But I think it's okay for those kids to be happy and proud of that. I just don't think we should make too big of a deal of it. Where are you in the end? That's what matters, right?
You got through with nobody calling you the U.S. Tennis Association either, so that's a pretty good Tuesday.
Yeah, we have some national coverage today too, and those guys are even having fun with it. So everybody's kind of on board with it. Like I told y'all yesterday, they're even teaming up with us a little bit. USTA's wanting to partner up, so I think that's pretty cool. 500,000 followers learning about our brand. And the more we're out there, the more it helps all of us. It helps Steve in basketball, Karen in basketball. It's just huge for all of us. Derek in soccer, and I'm excited just to be a small part of it. I mean that. It's no false humility. It's truly I'm just grateful and wake up every day just trying to keep it going. And I know what keeps it going. Players practicing really, really hard with a purpose. Keep this thing going. And like I told the kids today in our team meeting, everybody wants to win, but very few people want to do what it takes to win. They don't want to do the preparation, and they don't want to do all the fundamentals and all the extra. But everybody wants to win, but very few will do what it takes.
What was your reaction to seeing one of your friends, Joey McGuire, get the Texas Tech job and the attention he's got the last couple of days?
It's the best. I'm so thrilled. I think it's pretty obvious how much I love Joey. We're kindred spirits. We love kids. We love people. And, I can relate to him a lot because I know so many people that don't really know him. Like, it's just too good to be true. There's just no way he can always be like that. And I'm like, no, he really is always that way. Joey loves players. He loves people. And, we've been through a lot together. Our paths are similar. And we always end up right around the same jobs. And I'm just thrilled. And I'm thrilled for Texas Tech. They made an unbelievable hire. And I'll be his biggest fan.
He made a comment yesterday that the two of you should be on the Dave Campbell's Texas football preview next year. You have any thoughts on that? You up for it?
Well, that would be a dream in so many ways, right? It's the Bible of Texas football, right? And Joey McGuire is pretty close to being biblical himself. So I don't know what role I would play on the cover. Maybe I'd be the dark one, and he'd be the light one. I don't know, because he's an unbelievable human, and that's an unbelievable compliment. But the reason he said it, I know that might come across again as sounding maybe arrogant or cocky. That's not what he meant. He means it. I know him. He means it because we're Texas high school football coaches, and it's a shout out back to our buddies that we can do this. We really can do this, and the better we do, the more chances it opens up. I'll be excited to see how many Texas high school football coaches he has on his staff. And we're at 7, Joe. Get to hiring them, buddy.
Yeah, you might have started a little bit of a trend in that way, I guess it seems. He was saying a lot of the same things that you said about kind of having connections in the state and how that can help. Do you see that as something that can, really continue with Texas college football, that they draw from those roots?
Well, it's why we both have gotten the opportunities that we have because of recruiting. Brandon Jones and Dever Duvernay, those two kids were huge for my career, right? And those relationships I had with those high school coaches, and that's how you get those kind of kids. And once you can recruit, and people want you to be on their team because you're going to recruit great players. And it's a player's game, and Joey gets that, and I get that. And you can't get those players without those high school coaches because they know those kids are going to be coached the same way they coach them. So they're going to trust us with them. So, yeah, just really thrilled for him.
What are you expecting this week as far as the crowd for the game?
You know, it's a conversation JJ and I always have. He always goes low, I always go higher. You know, I would say 35, right? I would hope we could get to 35. And but I want to repeat, the 26,000 we had last time, they were plenty. I mean, we want more, obviously, but they sound like 55 or 60. So it's a great home field advantage. And 35 would be my over and under.
Engaging with students again today?
Oh, yeah. We'll be out there at 11 o'clock. I'm very sorry, Dr. Campos. I have to miss the all-staff meeting of duty calls.
Jeff, you've talked about the defensive line. Is there any challenge to keeping everybody satisfied when you have to rotate so many guys and everybody kind of deserves an opportunity by the way they've played?
It's a great question. The culture pillar this week is selfless, and we really celebrated those defensive linemen this week about watching Brandon Madison take on double teams and Drew Prox get the tackle and McDougal taking on a double team and Rashad Wisdom getting the tackle. Frank Harris running for 14 yards, 12 yards, and Oscar Cardenas blocking all the way down the field. Special teams, little things y'all don't even notice, like Frankie at left guard just gets destroyed by number 23 and number 7 the very first time. Or the very next rep, Frankie just anchors down and takes on that double team. So you're speaking about Hunter Duplessis in the newspaper. Nobody's talking about Frankie, right? You're speaking of Rashad Wisdom and Drew Prox in the newspaper, but we're not speaking of Lamont. And we're not speaking of B-Man. Those kind of things are what football is. Just like in y'all's jobs, there's guys behind the scenes that do a lot of things for y'all. Unless you're like JJ, just totally a one-man show, right? But the rest of us have to have people to help us because we're not as great as JJ. So it's just a team game. And those guys are getting better and better and better about rotating. The real one should be like Josh Atkins, right? Because everybody else gets to rotate. Even Billy gets to go rest Sincere McCormick, right? Even Zachary Franklin, Josh, and JT get rested. You know, Josh doesn't get to do that. That's the one that's amazing to me. Quarterbacks, that Josh Atkins can still be Frank Harris's biggest fan. And Frank Harris, Josh Atkins' biggest fan, is one of the most unselfish acts in all of college football. I would bet 99% of college quarterbacks that have been a 3-year starter and had got his chance to play again and broke his collarbone on his very first play, I'd say 99% of those kids are in the transfer portal, not Josh Atkins. He's leading the LCA tonight. He'll be leading our team with Frank all the way to the end of this thing.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.